Warson Wine presents What's Cooking California? Brought to you by Carlos King Interiors and Leonardo's Restaurante and Pizzeria, featuring chefs Andrew Copley, Paul Kane, Frank Orozco, David Horgan, Beto Huizar, and Leonardo Curti.
Welcome to California.
Che profumo.
A little bit of S&P, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Delicious. Salute. Cheers.
Let's see what's cooking today.
Chef David Horgan is executive chef at PS Underground in Palm Springs, California. PS Underground is a private dinner club where every event is a creative and culinary masterpiece. Let's see what surprises Chef David has in store for us today.
Hi, I'm here in the PS Underground kitchen, getting ready to make a wonderful dish, and our guest today is Paul Warson from Warson Wine Company. So, Paul, why don't you come on in
Thank you, David.
and help me out here. Let's make some food and taste a little wine today. Well, let me tell you what we're going to make first. This is going to be a roasted corn polenta, topped with a little sautéed shrimp, poached egg, and then finish it off with a saffron cream sauce.
Sounds delicious.
Should go great with some of your wines there.
Yeah, well, I brought a Viognier, a Rosé, and a Petit Syrah today, so hopefully we can try them all.
All right, well, let's get started on the polenta. I've got about 5 cups of chicken stock heated up on the stove, just
Okay.
barely coming to a simmer. And then what we're going to do is throw that wine, a little white wine in, and then turn up the heat. And then go ahead and take the polenta,
Okay.
and we're going to pour that in and just stir it in. Kind of keep it moving. Yeah, go ahead and just,
Dump it all?
yep, dump it all right in there. This is the part of this dish that takes the longest. You have to babysit this for about 30 minutes or so. So as it heats up, we'll just stir it occasionally,
Okay.
and I'll give you the honors.
Okay, well, you've got the important things to do.
So while that's cooking, I'm going to start the beginnings of the cream sauce that's going to go on this dish at the very end. We're going to start with a little bit of butter. If you want to
Okay.
throw that in there, I've got a pan starting to heat up. We're just going to get that in there melting. And then as that's melting, I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of fresh chopped garlic.
Okay.
And then we just let that heat up till the garlic starts to sizzle a little bit. And then we just want it to cook a bit. And then
Okay.
from there, we'll add the cream and then finally finish it off with the saffron. And it's really going to give that cream sauce a nice flavor. Well, now that that's heating up and you've got it stirring, you just
Okay.
want to kind of keep it moving slowly, pretty frequently, so it doesn't lump up.
Yeah,
And now that this garlic is just now starting to brown,
and it smells fantastic.
it does smell good, doesn't it?
Love garlic.
I'm going to go ahead and add about 2 cups of cream. And then stir that in. And then we'll just bring it to a simmer for about 10 minutes or so, and then it'll start to thicken a little bit, and that'll be the basis of our sauce.
So, David, even living in LA, I've heard a lot about PS Underground.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me more about it?
We wanted to do themed dinner parties, add a little entertainment. So what we would do is have dinner parties in secret locations. People could get on our email list, be notified when there's upcoming events, and then from there, people with a reservation would get an email at midnight the night before
Okay.
telling them where to show up at. So they had no idea where they were going, what's
Cool.
for dinner, what's going to happen. They just knew it was some kind of cool event, maybe a little general information, and that's
Sounds
it.
exciting.
And then they just,
Anticipation.
yeah. And so as soon as they showed up, the night would unfold, and they would just relax and have a good time. It's going to keep going for a little while. Keep stirring just the way you are.
Okay.
Then we're going to add a little butter, a little goat cheese, and some roasted corn.
Okay.
And those are the finishing ingredients that are really going to give it the flavor.
Corn on corn.
Right now, it's pretty bland,
Yeah.
but it'll get there.
Hello, I'm Carlos King. My passion is designing fabulous homes. I work closely with my clients to achieve the look and feel that matches their vision. My greatest satisfaction is the wow factor when my clients see our finished project. Let me translate your dreams into a visual reality. Call me at 760-880-9987.
Hi, I'm Jan, the Gadget Gal, and welcome to Kitchen Kitchen, We have everything for your kitchen. Items you won't find anywhere else. Bakeware, barware, barbecue tools, and a beautiful selection of ceramic pieces and glassware. Walls full of those unique, hard-to-find gadgets. Come on in and see what's cooking at Kitchen Kitchen on the corner of Cook Street and Highway 111, Indian Wells. That's Kitchen Kitchen for the chef in you.
Nobody says outdoor entertaining better than Outdoor Living Concepts. Transform your backyard into the ultimate barbecue and entertainment experience. From professional barbecue equipment, outdoor kitchens, to custom-built fireplaces, fire tables, and fire pits. Outdoor Living Concepts, your exclusive dealer for jacuzzi brand spas. From rustic to modern, we can customize your backyard into the ultimate in backyard fun. Visit our contractor wholesale design showroom open to the public in Palm Desert. Let Outdoor Living Concepts make your outdoors the great outdoors.
You tasted the excitement. You tasted the anticipation. The wait is over. Now, we invite you to taste the new vintage from Warse & Wine. Available at warseandwine.com.
Okay, so tell me more about your cooking and these events. Is the food paired to the theme of activities for the night?
It is. For our Halloween event, we did a lot of red items. There was a roasted balsamic beet soup. The entree was a meat dish with a dark red wine reduction.
Okay.
And there was a whole vampire show to go with it. So they're watching a vampire show and they're eating dark red soup with red sauces
And
on everything.
saying blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a lot of fun. Using whatever the theme is for the event, that gets incorporated somehow into the menu.
Okay.
There's inspiration there. So it's ever changing. Just check out the website. It's psunderground.com. And that tells you about our upcoming events. So now that the polenta is thickening up a little bit, and then the cream has been simmering for about 10 minutes or so, and it's starting to thicken, this is a point when we add the saffron.
Okay.
So if you can hand that to me.
Yeah. And you don't need to use a lot, right?
Yeah, just a little pinch. It will really flavor it, and color. A little goes a long way with this. Yeah. And it adds color, flavor, and as you can see, they're just little tiny threads. So I'm just going to add a little pinch. And then just let it sit in there and let it do its thing. It takes a few minutes to simmer, and it'll develop a nice color and flavor.
So I brought some glasses. Thought we would start with some wine.
Okay, let's
while
do that.
Everything's getting prepared.
I'm game.
You know, I
It's
love
5 o'clock somewhere.
sharing my wines. My first harvest was in 1994.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And now what is this we have here?
This is a rosé. It's from the Santa Ynez Valley in Santa Barbara County. And this is a blend of mostly Grenache with a little bit of Grenache Blanc in it. Nice citrus aromas. You know, the Grenache Blanc brought a kind of a peachiness to the aroma and the palate.
That would go great with this.
I think it would.
It really
I
would.
think it would. This or the Viognier, which we can try next.
Okay. Now that the saffron's been in there for a few minutes, you can start to see some of the yellow of the saffron really coming out in the cream. And just the longer it sits, the more the color is going to develop. The next step is just to finish off the polenta.
Okay.
It's been on low heat for about 25 minutes. So the last 5 minutes is when we're going to bring it all together and add the last few ingredients. So we can start with the butter. That's almost a stick.
Okay.
And then we've got 1 small log of goat cheese cut up. And they've all softened, so go ahead and throw in the butter. And at the same time, we could just throw in the goat cheese as well.
As well, okay.
We're just going to stir that, and these 2 ingredients are just going to melt down into it, and that's what's going to loosen the polenta a little more. Is your arm tired yet?
Nope.
Well, now that everything is melted down into there, the butter, the goat cheese, then we're going to add the roasted corn. There's a few ways you can do this. You can take corn on the cob, roast it in the oven, maybe on a grill, and then just cut it right off the cob, or you can use frozen. It doesn't matter, either one, because once it cooks down into the polenta, it just kind of disappears in there, but it gives it a little bit of color and a little more texture. While you're stirring, I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. And we'll just mix it in. And then we'll just add a little touch of salt and a little touch of pepper. Okay, maybe 2 touches of salt. You really want to flavor this up. And a little pepper.
Okay.
There we go. Polenta is pretty bland when you're cooking it, so it can really handle a lot of seasoning.
It's all mixed in.
Perfect. I turned off the heat.
Okay.
So now it can just sit and wait for a little while till we're ready to plate up. So now that our cream sauce is ready, that can just hold, and then we'll just move on to poaching the eggs.
Okay.
Leonardo Ristorante is proud to present closed captioning for the hearing impaired. Hi, I'm Leonardo. I bring to you regional Italian food from Italy, my home, to you, to Solvang. Cooking is like love. You either throw yourself all in or you don't do it at all.
Welcome to Desert Outreach Synagogue, the voice of the valley. A place called home to anyone who needs one. A place of incredible music, community, conversation, and connection.
Desert Outreach Synagogue is a place for everyone.
Come join us. You already belong.
Hi, I'm Robin Ford. Thinking about selling your home? We have the newest innovation in selling, fast track marketing, custom designed just for you. By using it, your home could be sold while your neighbor still sits on the market. If you're looking for a home, we have many great ones to show you. So for a smooth transaction, call 760-219-0655.
Hi, my name is Greg Jones. My wife and I bought Gold Coast Motors 26 years ago after running the 10th largest Ford dealership in the United States.
Yes, they are small, but what you get is 33 years of experience and Greg's personal attention to detail.
He buys every car, truck, and SUV that goes on the lot. Our family has bought 14 vehicles from Greg.
We are members of Cuddle, so financing is not an issue. Call me. You'll be glad you did. We're not going anywhere.
Call Gold Coast Motors, 805-350-1350.
Okay, so teach me how to make poached eggs.
All right, so you get water that's just simmering. You don't want it boiling too hard or it can break up your eggs. So I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
The vinegar adds a little acidity to the water that helps the egg whites set. And a little salt. Actually, maybe a good amount of salt because they're just going to get dipped in there and you want to make sure there's flavor added every step along the way. So I'm going to get the water swirling gently and then crack an egg into it. And then I'm going to do 4 eggs just because chances are I'm going to break one.
Okay.
Now let me just give this a little swirl just to keep them moving. It helps them from sitting in one place and sticking together.
Okay. Yeah,
so
that'd be terrible.
now I'm going to set my timer for 3 minutes. and in about 3 minutes, they come out of the simmering water, and then we're going to put them into cold water with ice.
Okay, so they stop cooking.
Exactly. We're going to stop the cooking process immediately. Oh, our timer just went off.
Here, don't burn your hands.
Thank you.
Yep.
So now, let's check our eggs. You can see they're jiggling like that, so they still have a runny center. That's exactly what you want.
Okay, so these are soft boiled.
Yes, they are. Now, what we're going to do is put them into the cold water, then add some ice. It'll chill it down and stop the cooking process immediately.
Okay.
So I'm going to fish them out of the water.
Is it always hot into water and then cover with ice?
Yeah, I like to do it that way first, because if you try to drop it down through the ice, it could break the eggs because they're very delicate.
Okay.
So just kind of, exactly, pour it to the side and let it.
One more scoop for good measure.
Sure. So we're going to chill the water down really fast. It's going to stop the cooking process on the eggs. Now at this point, you could do this in advance. This is how a lot of restaurants can pull off poached eggs for 100 people for a brunch all at once.
Okay.
What you do is you chill them down in the water with the ice and then cover them tightly, and if you keep it nice and cold in the refrigerator, you can actually store these for about up to 3 days. They'll last if they stay very cold.
And then how do you warm them up?
All you have to do is dip them into simmering water for maybe a minute at the most. And you don't have to worry about getting it right. If you've got friends over for brunch or something, you don't have to sit there and try to poach a bunch of eggs if you break one, if they're overcooked, and keep going till you get it right. So all you have to do is just take them out of the cold water, a quick dip in the hot water, and it goes right onto the plate.
Got it.
Kind of takes out the guesswork, and you can get it done in advance. So it'll save you time if you're putting together a dinner party for friends or a brunch or whatever. All right, well, we'll let these sit for a little bit and chill, and then we'll move on to the shrimp.
Okay.
All right?
Great. So what are we going to do with the shrimp?
I'm going to cut the shrimp, season it, and then we're going to saute it. Okay. But let me show you how I cut it. These are 1620. That's the size, peeled and deveined with the tail off. What I like to do is take the shrimp and right along where they were deveined, cut it sideways. So you just take the knife.
All the way through?
Yep, all the way through. Then cut it into 2 halves, just like that.
All right.
I'm going to put those back in the bowl. And the reason for that is when you're eating this dish, the shrimp are more bite size, and you'll see that when I cook them, as soon as they get in the pan and start to saute,
proteins tighten up.
They do, and they almost do like a little curly Q, and it looks really nice as far as presentation, and it's a little easier, like I said, because they're more bite size and you don't have a whole big shrimp to pop in your mouth all at once.
Okay.
So I'm just going to cut these, then we're going to season them, and then give them a quick saute.
Just for planning purposes, how many shrimp would you prepare per person?
Probably about 3, because that would give you 3 shrimp, so that'd be 6 pieces. It'd be a good size for the dish that we're making. And then from there, I'm just going to add a little bit of the seasoning. All this is salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder.
Okay.
We call it spog, salt, pepper, onion, garlic. But it's a good all-purpose seasoning. You mix up yourself. Pretty much equal parts, less salt. I like a little bit of spice in my shrimp, especially. This is like a jazzed up shrimp and grits. So I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Toss those just a little bit to coat.
Okay.
And you could even do this the day before and have it all ready to go and then pull it out of the fridge and just do a quick saute. There. Those are all coated, and now we're just gonna do a quick saute. So I've got my pan heating up for the shrimp. I'm just gonna pour in a little bit of oil, and this is vegetable oil. Different oils are good for different things. This one is just a basic oil. It doesn't add a lot of flavor that would affect the flavor of the shrimp the way we've seasoned it. So then from there, looks like the oil is just starting to shimmer a bit in the pan. I'm gonna go ahead and add the shrimp and give it a quick saute. And as they're frying, I'm going to stir them occasionally, get them cooked on all sides. And then just towards the end, as they're finishing off, they're going to curl up. You can see now as they're starting to cook through and they're starting to develop that pink color, they're starting to tighten up a little bit and just curl a little bit. That's exactly what we want.
Big flip, right?
Yeah. And these cook pretty quickly, a minute or two.
Welcome to Barkingham Pet Hotel, California. We are a 5-star luxury real hotel for dogs. Your dog will be treated like California royalty. We have an indoor, outdoor facility. Everything in the building is a California theme. California Dreaming Pet Boutique, California Grooming. Your dog can come to us for a whole spa day. California Dreamin' Pet Art, a pet art photography studio. California Paws Rescue. We have a certified dog trainer who offers behavior training and agility training. Our large luxury suites have king-size beds. We also have the Intercontinental for cat boarding. We've got about 22,000 square feet for your dog to have a wonderful time and a wonderful vacation stay. Doesn't your best friend deserve the best?
Hi, I'm Jan, the Gadget Gal, and welcome to Kitchen Kitchen. We have everything for your kitchen. Items you won't find anywhere else. Quality cookware, gourmet coffee, specialty foods, and walls full of those unique, hard-to-find gadgets. Be sure to check out our cooking classes and our private events with custom-designed menus. Come on in and see what's cooking at Kitchen Kitchen on the corner of Cook Street and Highway 111, Indian Wells. That's Kitchen Kitchen for the chef in you.
Hello, I'm Carlos King. My passion is designing fabulous homes. I work closely with my clients to achieve the look and feel that matches their vision. My greatest satisfaction is the wow factor, when my clients see our finished project. Let me translate your dreams into a visual reality. Call me at 760-880-9987.
Well, now that we've got the shrimp cooked, we're pretty much ready to plate up. So if you want to just give me a couple of those bowls. And then what we're going to do is bring the polenta over, and we'll just put a couple scoops in each bowl.
What would we do different if this was going to be a hard polenta?
Well, of course, this is a soft polenta. I made a batch last night, and I'll show you that. Once it chills, it sets and gets very firm.
So it's the exact same recipe?
It is. It is. Once it chills down, that's what makes it set. We're just going to put a few shrimp on each one. See how they curled up when you cut them that way?
Yeah.
That's what makes them do that. And it's just a nice bite size. Oh, what the heck, let's add another one. Now I've got some simmering water on the stove. The eggs that we poached earlier are sitting in the cold water, and they can hold, like I said, up to 3 days. And so what we're gonna do is just put them in the hot water for about maybe a minute, just enough to warm them back up. And then they're gonna go right on top of the shrimp. So what I'm gonna do is then drop these into the water. See, they're nice and soft. You can see them kind of jiggle like
still
that.
Have that jiggle from earlier.
Yep, you can tell they're soft.
The yolks still give.
So that goes into the water. And while those are heating back up, I'm just gonna get a garnish ready. Maybe a little bit of some multicolored radishes. What this will do is just add a little bit of color to the dish and a little bit of crunch too, because you've got the smooth polenta and a smooth sauce going on it. A little diced radish will give it some color and a little bit of crunch. Well, now that it's been about a minute, these eggs should be warmed back up to the proper temperature. See, they're nice and soft like that. They should be perfect.
Okay.
So we're just gonna fish them out of the water, place them right on top. Like I said, this is kind of a jazzed up shrimp and grits.
So can I do the honors with the sauce?
Sure.
This color is just beautiful.
We'll do a little bit right over the top of the eggs. See how that yellow color really developed?
Is that good or a little bit more?
Oh, a little more. Gotta have a little more.
Oh, you said a little.
I guess I did, didn't I?
I'll let it run over the side. How's
Perfect.
that?
There
Okay.
you go. And while you're doing that, I've got that diced radish. We'll just do a little bit of that around the sides. And then I also have some microgreens, just as a little garnish.
All right.
A little garnish and a little freshness on the plate. So we'll just take a few of these microgreens.
Let me open the Viognier while we're...
That sounds like a
Getting
fantastic idea.
When you're done, hand me your glass.
All right, put a little greens on there. There you are, sir. You know, I think I want to give it one last little detail. I've got a balsamic reduction. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of that around the outside.
Okay.
For a little extra color. Plus it adds that little bit of tang.
And this is a thick balsamic, so a little bit of sweetness too.
Exactly.
Nice.
Tangy, a little bit of sweet, and it adds color.
All right. I've been waiting so long. Can we try this?
Sure.
All right.
Go ahead and grab a fork. You just want to break into that egg and hopefully we get a runny yolk.
Delicious. So what was the inspiration for this dish?
Well, this one we actually did for one of our events. It was a Christmas jazz brunch.
Okay.
And I was trying to come up with different brunch dishes, and shrimp and grits popped into my head. So I was thinking, why not use that as the inspiration for it, but maybe jazz it up a little bit. So that's where the saffron comes in, the cream sauce, the balsamic reduction, that type of thing.
So it's something that you would see somewhere in the South, along the Gulf Coast?
Yeah.
Louisiana, Alabama?
Yeah, sure.
Sort of thing?
Just use that as the inspiration, and then maybe dress it up a bit and throw, kind of make it my own a little bit. And yeah, and that's where the idea for this came from. That goes great with this wine, by the way. This is delicious. What is this wine again?
This is my Viognier.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly stainless steel fermented. A little bit of barrel aged wine went into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Only made 125 cases. Starting small. This is my first year, and this is from Santa Barbara County.
It's delicious. So Paul, you asked me about the firm polenta. Let me show you what I did here. This is the exact same recipe, except I put it into a pan that I sprayed with a little pan coating so it wouldn't stick, and then chilled it overnight. And then all you do is turn it out onto a cutting board, and then from there you can slice it. And after you slice it, you could put it on the grill. You could saute it in a pan till it's a little browned, and use it pretty much the same way you would the soft. So let me just cut into that. And we'll cut a few slices. And this is the exact same recipe, except it was put in a mold and then chilled overnight. What happens is all the starch firms up when it chills down.
David, thank you so much for inviting me into your kitchen here.
You're very welcome.
Underground today. Gosh, this food was just terrific.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
And this is a great wine to go with it, so thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone out there for joining us. Hope you had fun watching and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. So
Cheers.
cheers.